All right. Well, hello, Sarah. We are here today to talk about our upcoming mini retreat. So I'll just do a quick introduction. We are doing a Seedlings and Stardust mini retreat for the spring equinox this Saturday. And this is Sarah Danielle, and I'm Tanya, Augusta. Welcome and thank you. I want to have us just do kind of a little back and forth here and talk about a little bit more about what we're going to be offering to the community for this event and why we celebrate this event. I want to hear about channeling, because you do that, and I know there's probably a lot of myths around this, and what does that even mean? Or tell us a little bit more.
There's different types of channeling, right? There's trance channeling, there's conscious channeling, there's the channeling where we just get really excited in our flow. So what I do is more of the flowy conscious channeling. I'm not so much into the trance channeling. So what conscious channeling is, it's more of a form of communication, right? So like I sit down and I run my energy, I tune into my clairs, clairaudience, clairsentience, so clear hearing, clear seeing, clear knowing, and I begin to communicate to whatever is the intention. So for example, for this event, I'll be channeling with Blue Lotus, which is really exciting. I can't wait. I've had some experiences with it already that I can't wait to share for the event. And just to briefly go over that, like my experience that was most profound was a memory that came through of how they used it for their death rituals, which I think is very appropriate for what we're doing, going from the dark into the light. So like, from the death into the rise. And I'm really excited about that. And another
sorry, I just wanted to ask super quick, was it it's the Egyptians that did that ritual, is that right?
Yes, the Egyptians. So it was during one of the burial rituals. So it's more like how they would transition from one life into the next in a really conscious way, and their intention was not necessarily to bring their consciousness into the next life. However, in this particular memory, it was that. So but like how we carry everything with us into the next life is their belief system, and so it would assist in that, right?
And does the Blue Lotus assist with that transition from life to death, or is that something they used?
Yeah, it was something that they used for that.
Cool. I'd never heard that. Awesome.
I know, I never had either. It's just like I remembered it, and I was like, all right, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, right.
So another channeling that wants to come through is the goddess Me'at, and she's the goddess of truth and justice. And also in tradition of the Egyptians, when one was about to pass over into the next life, they would be presented with a scale, and the scale on one side would have the heart, like the heart that you have, and on the other side would be a feather, right? So the heart, in order to transition into the higher realms, you would need your heart to be as light as a feather. And that's appropriate for what we're doing now, because as we're moving into our intentions with what we're manifesting in this new year, we want to come, with that feeling of lightness, and that feeling of like, this feels good and refreshing and new, like, like the spring. So I'm really excited for that.
Absolutely, yes. I love it. Yeah. And so we'll be coming to that halfway point in the between that balance of the light and the dark is what the spring equinox represents. And I know I was looking into a little bit of the traditions that different people practice or have around the world, and some people also honor their ancestors at this time. And for some people, and it could be for us if we wish it to be, we can kind of think of this as like the new year too. So if people kind of want to start over and start anew, start afresh, this is a great time to do that.
So One thing I was really curious about is the astrology for the upcoming event for the new moon in, or excuse me, full moon in Virgo, right? It's in
Right.
Virgo?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I know it's yeah, again, it really correlates beautifully to this season of the spring. And so with the moon being in Virgo, it's actually in Virgo right now as we're talking, and we're doing this video on the 17th of March, and our
Mhm.
tomorrow, actually very early in the morning, depends on what time zone, but around 2 to 5 a.m. will be the exact full moon. And then the moon will be shifting after that. But anyway, it is in Virgo, and it will be, so we're gonna fill this full moon in Virgo for a good couple more days. Just that full moon energy, always we feel it a couple of days before and after the actual full moon. So we may be already, feeling it in different ways. And the Virgo is, it's an earth sign. And so, it's all about being very grounded. One of our intentions for this mini retreat is to help ground us. And we're going to use the energy of the cacao medicine, drinking some beautiful cacao and dancing, to also help ground us. And I'll be leading some breath work as well. But yeah, Virgo is a lot about our health and our habits and routines. And it's very detail oriented. It likes to be very organized. And so this is, again, just a really beautiful invitation to, if you sometimes like to set a New Year's intention, this could really actually be a time when it could take a hold. We will also have the energies of the spring. We have that yang energy rising, we call it in Chinese medicine. And so that energy is coming up and forth and allowing us to really, have that energy to bring something into the world, whatever that is. And so it is a great time to really focus on the body, creating some beautiful habits that are healthy. And, that can just be drinking more water. It can be getting in a movement practice,
Mhm.
whatever it is that we're lacking. Maybe, we need more alone time, kind of a meditative practice. I like to meditate on my walks personally, being in nature is um, always great. We can also, start going outside every day and really working on grounding in general. So putting our hands or feet on the earth and touching the earth. And so just getting in tune with that to help balance us. But anyway, there's lots of ideas, of course. And then, yeah, the sun has moved into Pisces more recently. And so this is a very spiritual sign. And yeah, it's just nice to have with that water sign, this earth to help kind of ground that out. Also, we started the Chinese New Year. I also do Chinese astrology, so I'll bring in a little bit of all of this for us. And we just started the Chinese New Year at the beginning of February. So if some of you have been feeling a shift since then, that would be why. And it is the Yang Water Tiger Year. The Yang Water is, it can be very emotional energy. And so I do think there'll be, I've already been noticing and feeling it for sure with the collective. I feel this month especially has been a little bit more charged, but so yeah, there's higher emotions. And that's why, again, we really want to offer this to the community for the grounding benefits, with Sarah's channeling, with Ari's shamanic drumming, all these things that we're incorporating. It's going to help bring us back into this balance and heart coherence. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
And another thing I found really beautiful was, like how we're in Pisces and then the moon's going to be in Virgo. And understanding these signs, it's really an opportunity to ground our dreams into reality, which is very appropriate for our intention with this event as well. So,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and it'll just help, yeah, bring in that trust and, more clarity for our journey ahead for this coming year. Yeah, and just, with the tiger, tigers really like to have their freedom. So we're gonna really be feeling this year of like, wanting to, be doing our own thing. And yet, they are very family oriented animals. And so they do look after their kind, but, collectively, we'll want our freedom, but we're going to look after each other. So that's really nice. And tigers are also very passionate. They're very brave. regal, adventurous. And so, yeah, I think, all of those things can be really exciting. I think we'll have some fun this year, hopefully more than the last couple of years. So that's good. But also, yeah, that yang water will bring in some emotions. So we'll all be kind of riding the big waves. It's like a big, it's like, yeah, the ocean wave, the yang water. It's not the yin water. It's not, a calm pool of water over here. So, but yeah, the yang water also brings in a lot of innovation. And so, we're going to find new ways to change and just keep growing and evolving as we are and moving through all these energies.
Yeah, and it feels like so good to like move into this new energy and like leave everything behind that has happened in these last few years, and like obviously taking what's relative to like help us sow these seeds. And yeah, I'm so excited for what's to come in this event, and very,
Yeah.
very grateful for you reaching out to me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm so grateful for Ari and you joining me and us being able to share our gifts. So I will be doing ancestral energy clearing for the group at it. We do still have some tickets left, so I don't know if there'll be more at the day of the event. So anyway, you can definitely go to my website or check in with me to purchase those tickets. But yeah, so this Saturday night at 6:30 to 9:30. Good 3 hours will be, I'll be going more into the astrology. I know I didn't share that beforehand, but I definitely want to offer that to you all. And again, we'll do some breath work. So wear something comfortable if you're coming. And yeah, we'll have the blue lotus tincture to share with everybody, and the beautiful channeling, the drumming, the chanting. We'll all be singing together. So I'm really excited for our community loving vibes, so we can send out some good energy to the collective from that as well.
Oh, that feels so good.
It does. Yeah. So, all
So I
right.
want to just close this with a prayer of gratitude for everybody in advance for showing up, as well as anybody who's tuning in and taking their time to really understand what we're offering and appreciating the knowledge that has been presented with Tanya's wisdom, and also thank you to the wisdom of the Egyptians coming forth. And yeah,
Thank you for.
gratitude to the collective energy and the opportunities that are being presented for us to really ground our dreams into reality.
Absolutely. Yes. Gratitude. Peace, peace, peace. Beautiful. Well, thank you again for being here. So good to have you. And yeah, we hope to do some more interviews in the future. So stay tuned. Love you.
Yeah,
See you
much
soon.
love.
Oops.